Hi guys, Piotr here. This is LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to be with you again. What we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss gold. And right after gold, of course, silver. So let's start with the monthly gold chart. As you can see here, lately, after we hit levels above 2000, right, we've seen two equal waves to the downside, and I think that we might see a little more to the downside, and that's what we are going to discuss based on the long-term perspective. Why I think we might see lower levels? Well, if you watched educational videos, that's pre-breakout latest weakness over here, and it's around 1600. And if we are consider those two as a one big wave, right, with bounce, we might see retest of 1600, but we need to hold that level in order to be able to see further rally, right? Of course, to the upside, the supply based on swing high, based on these upper shadows and latest developments. So the supply is between 1900 and 2070, the high. That's how I see the things when it comes to the gold for now. And if we are going to break out of that box, right, then we might see further rally towards 2400, 2500, but probably not this year. Let's have a look what we have on a weekly chart, and basically we see quite strong support around 1700 over here, right? Still towards the level we're discussing, it's 1600. Some kind of the spike of the $100 that could be on the cards, and then move back and trying to fight back with the 2K. So when it comes to the demand on the gold, right, levels close to 1700, 1690, right, all these levels we are trying to hold right now. And if we are going to break that to the downside, then 1600 as a next demand level. When it comes to the supply, I think that these upper shadows, that's what we discussed also based on the monthly, 1915, 1920 key psychological level. And because lately we've seen the lower shadow, there is a possibility that we are going to retest the higher levels, especially if we are going to see the upside break out of that box, right? That could produce this type of the rally towards the high. Bulls are in trouble with the weekly close below 1750, in my opinion, 1750. If we are going to see this type of the weekly close, we might see further move to the downside and retest 1600. All right, so let's have a look what we have when it comes to the daily chart of the gold. Ladies and gentlemen, the same situation as discussed a second ago on a weekly. Quite long consolidation period, and here we go. Somewhere to the downside is between 1730, 1700, right? And to the upside around 1830, 1850. And for now, in my opinion, trying to trade that range could be the number one. If we are going to see upside break, we might retest levels close 1900. In case of the breakdown, we are approaching 1620, 1600. And that's how I see the things related to the gold based on the monthly, based on the weekly and the daily chart. I think the key here for now, because as I mentioned, we've seen the stop count to the downside, so it's either we are going to see upside break, or it's going to be just the stop count and move to the opposite direction, right? So looking for a price action around 1830 within the few next days could give us an answer what next when it comes to the gold. As I mentioned, we are going to talk about silver as well. So let's have a look what we have when it comes to the silver. Well, we've seen some kind of the consolidation for quite some time with the big stop count to the downside. Since then, since the sellers been caught by the bulls, by the buyers, we've seen strong move back to the upside. We doubled to the upside that consolidation, and quite interesting situation, because we stopped based on the 50% of that consolidation, right? If you do remember, I prepared also educational video when it comes to the ranges. So as of now, 29.50, 30 based on the monthly chart as a supply zone, right? And when it comes to the demand zone, closer to 21, I would say. So the quite big, quite wide range when it comes to the silver. Again, bottom of 20 as a demand, top of the 20 as a supply closer to 30. So what might happen within the next few weeks? Let's switch lower. Well, because it's very interesting situation currently, because if I'm not mistaken, if I'm correct, right? So as you can see here, there was another stop count attempt to go lower, right? The same what we've seen here. And looks for me like market may want to retest this 30 level, but we've seen some stop count to the upside as well, right? As of now, very similar to what we discussed with gold, trying to trade both ranges could be the way, could be the name of the game, right? If we are going to get back above 24.70, 25, right? If we are going to get back above, we might reopen the same to the upside over here. So that's the supply currently here, right? So I would be very careful if that's the range, and we are going to see just the stop count, right? And so that could be the setup to try to go to the downside again. But if we are going to see the weekly close above 25, maybe even 25.50, that could be bullish sign that we are on the way to probably retest the top around 30. So let's have a look at what we have when it comes to daily chart, silver. All right. Okay. So what is quite important, that another time bears were trying to move lower, right? So another move to the downside with big rejection, right? So again, shorts been caught by the longs, and we've seen quite significant move to the upside, up towards 25. So as long as we are not going to see a reversal at the supply, probably this type of the move, if we are going to break 25, as I mentioned, this type of the move of $4 could be in place. So retest 29 could be the name of the game. So similar situation like what we discussed in gold, trying to trade the range as of now. And let's have a look at what's going to happen within the next few days and weeks. With that being said, guys, it was my pleasure to prepare this update for you. I wish you great next trading day. See you around. Take care and goodbye.